Welcome back, everyone. What we have here is a fairly old Mac. It's a 2011 model. I mean, it's 9 years old. Crazy. Anyway, this 2011 Mac is a fairly good functional machine. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and I think a 500 gig hard drive. It's nothing fancy, nothing special, and it's getting kind of long in the tooth. It's getting slow, and it can't even run the latest version of Mac OS. It cannot run Catalina. I mean, yeah, sure, you could probably find a way, but it's not natively supported. Let's just leave it at that. So, one of the things I want to talk about right now is ChromeOS. And you're thinking, Mac, ChromeOS, why are we talking about ChromeOS? ChromeOS sucks. Chromebooks suck. Is the chant that I generally get back from my viewers on a consistent basis. And yes, ChromeOS sucks. Let's just say it sucks, because it does. It doesn't do much. I mean, it's really just an OS for appliances, really. Web appliances. It's like we're going back to web TVs and dumb terminals. I know. I get it. But let's talk about the current events of today and how ChromeOS has actually it's allowed my employer and my department to pull off the impossible. The thing I love about ChromeOS is it's so dead simple. Any idiot can use it. Any idiot can update it. It's like the greatest thing ever. From a support standpoint, it like never fails. We have about 4,000 users on ChromeOS devices and Macs, or MacBook Airs. We have teachers using MacBook Airs, and all the students, I think we have around 4,000 of them total. All of them have ChromeOS devices that either they purchase from us or they can buy outside of us. So we actually buy them at cost and we sell them at cost. Nobody makes money off of those. And our supplier gives us an amazing price. So for every student, they have a device that has an estimated lifespan of between 3 to 5 years or so. If they take really good care of them, they can get 6 years out of them, really. But they almost never do. Each device costs either my employer, the district, or the student about between $200 to $300 per unit. And because, again, we get a massive price break. We've actually gotten some models under $200 if we buy enough of them. So we're talking really, really low-cost devices. And they come with a warranty of 1 year. And they have the option, actually we mandate it now, they buy an insurance policy for just $30 a year, which covers accidental damage, loss, and breakage, plus any failures that occur after the warranty period. We're now about 5 years into this program, and we are very pleased with the end result. The students have devices that they can mostly depend on. We can support them remotely using Google Remote Desktop, or if they come into our office, we can support them that way as well. Repairs are simple. I handle all device repairs, Mac OS devices, Windows devices, and Chrome OS devices. I am a one-man show when it comes to repairing and servicing these devices. So that's my primary function. And I can tell you that I've worked with manufacturers directly, such as Lenovo and Acer, and I have developed working relationships with these manufacturers, and I have become a self-servicing department. We service the devices. I service them in-house, under warranty, and out of warranty. And I have nothing bad to say, really, about ChromeOS and the devices that they run on. One thing I can tell you is that the devices themselves are quite chintzy, and that comes with the territory. We're talking netbook levels of durability, but they've gotten better. They've gotten better over the years, and I can honestly tell you that a cheap Lenovo Chromebook is built just as well as a cheap Lenovo or Toshiba or HP Windows laptop. you would expect the same level of reliability and longevity out of a Chromebook as you would one of those. When Chromebooks first came on the scene, they were essentially, it was actually, the manufacturers were recycling their netbook. Remember netbooks? They were recycling their netbook products, the ones that weren't selling anymore. All of a sudden, Google releases this new, I believe it's a Unix-based platform, but anyway, they released this ChromeOS concept, and the Chromebooks and Chrome bases, which are their desktop, all-in-one desktops that run ChromeOS, and they're like, wait a minute. We want in on this. They saw potential from the get-go that this operating system, this platform, could take the educational market by storm, and it has done that and more. And right now, every public school student and teacher is working from home, and I believe as of this moment, a bulk of them are running ChromeOS devices. Be it a Chrome base like a desktop or a laptop Chromebook. And if it wasn't for the seamless, easy manageability, reliability, stability of ChromeOS, I don't think we could have pulled this off as we did. My district, we had 1 week to mobilize the entire student body. Because we started the program years ago, we already had a support structure, we already had a device management structure, we already had an inventory of spare devices should we have failures, and we have had many failures with the devices themselves, a lot of them accidental damage, by the way. Oh, I dropped it, or oh, I spilled wine into the damn thing. Yeah, that happened. But anyway, I had one teacher dump an entire carafe of coffee into a MacBook Air. It cost me $800 to repair the device, which was brand new. I ended up replacing it with a brand new one. $800. I had a kid destroy a Chromebook by accident. There was nothing left to it. I think he drove a car over the damn thing. And it cost $270 to replace the Chromebook. Now, which would you rather your staff have in their possession if you own it as an employer? My point exactly. Anyway, yeah, coffee. So, let's talk about running ChromeOS on older hardware. So what we have here is an older Mac. This is an iMac from 2011. And we're going to convert this iMac into a Chrome base. If we had a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air or some other portable Mac, we could have converted it into a Chromebook. So you don't have to be limited to the low quality devices that you get for, under $300 at your local Best Buy if you want to, for some reason, run ChromeOS either in your home, in your car, or at work. If you have a good quality desktop PC that you fell in love with 11 years ago, you can fall in love with it all over again. That's right. You can run ChromeOS on just about anything. But you can't just go to Google and download ChromeOS for the Mac or ChromeOS for Windows or whatever. You actually have to get it from a third party. And that's because I believe the device has to be licensed somehow, or there has to be some interaction there between I don't know. I don't know how Google sells the OS to OEMs, but you have to go through a company that is acting as an OEM to get the OS, and you can run it on just about anything. Now this Mac is, just notice that the hard drive fan is cranking on this thing. Must be a faulty sensor, or it could be crashed PRAM, but that happens on these all the our power management unit. Anyway, we're going to ignore that for now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get ChromeOS for the Mac. Now, one of the things that I should have made this video weeks ago, because there are many families who do not have a ChromeOS device at home, and they couldn't get one from their school district or what have you. But they might have an old PC or an old Mac. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out this Neverware thing. So Neverware.com is where we're going to get the OS from. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what it costs. Let's see. Home Edition. So CloudReady Editions. We're going to do CloudReady Home. And let's see what it costs. It's not free for the most part. Wait, no, the Home Edition is free. I'm sorry. The Home Edition is free, but they charge you if you're an educational institution, or if you're if you have a large number of machines. But the Home Edition is free, and I think it might actually be ad supported. But let's go ahead and we're going to install the Home Edition. So before we begin, let's take a look at the requirements. So due to performance limitations, only machines with 2 GB of RAM or more are certified for use with CloudReady. So it must have 2 GB of RAM or more. You need 16 GB of storage, which is quite minimal. Full administrative access in order to boot from the CloudReady USB. So we have to have, we can't have a locked BIOS. So if you've got a corporate-owned machine that has a password-protected BIOS, you can't use this. So this is where it gets great. Processor and graphics. Anything made after 2007 should and will work. But it says that there are some specific graphics adapters that do not work so well. The Intel GMA 500, 600, 3600, and 3650. They no longer support dual booting, which is another question you're going to probably ask. And that's it. So I think we're good. We could run this. We could run this on a first-gen Intel Mac potentially. All right. Okay, so I think we're going to be fine spec-wise. Let's see. Check if your device is certified. Oh, it's actually going to... it just gives you a list. So let's look for iMac. We have an iMac. Looks like it's going to be a 12.1. So it is certified for use until August of 2024. So they give you a support window. An iMac 11.2 is good for until August of 2023. And that is when the system basically ages out of support. So that's pretty cool. iMac 5.2 until August of 2020. So as long as your machine is listed as supported, let's take a look and see if the Dell Optiplex 3010 is a certified model. Let's see. How about just Dell? No results for Dell. Huh. Lenovo. It's not showing me anything. Alright, here we go. Build your CloudReady installer. Now we're going to need a USB key, which I have over here. Alright, let's see if it'll let me build a Mac installer on a PC. I haven't tried this part yet. I built 1 or 2 Macs, and that was when this, I think when it first came out. Let's see if this is even readable. Format disk. Sorry. Let's format that. Okay. Alright, so we have a USB key now. Let's see. Download USB Maker. You know what? It might see that I'm using a PC, so it's probably going to just download the Mac version or the PC version. Let's see what happens. So let's compare CloudReady editions and pricing. So the Home Edition is free. The educational version is $20 per device per year, which is actually quite reasonable because, I mean, that's actually quite reasonable. Now, if you wanted to add that to the Chrome Education Management Console, it's an additional $30 once. So $50 for the first year, $20 every year after. If you're a small business or a large business, you're looking at $49 per device annually. You know, you can't really beat that because you don't have to buy a new device. You can use existing garbage that's been collecting in the storage closets and you can put it back to use. Think of it like as an ultimate form of recycling. So I got the key maker downloaded, so let me open that up, and here we go. It says it'll install on any computer. It doesn't say for Mac or Windows, so here we go. There's my drive, and it's now downloading the install image. After about an hour or so, the USB drive has been created for us. There is an install guide that will tell us how to install this. It says to plug in the CloudReady USB installer. It must boot off the USB drive. And then you can initiate custom boot. So let's see what happens. Alright, here we go. Alright, I got my USB drive right here. It does say Mac OS 10.13, but that is not real. It's not true. Fake news. Fake news. So we're going to put this guy right here in the keyboard. Why do I have two Logitech receivers in this keyboard? And there's like... Well, one of these isn't... No, there's that one. Okay. Anyway. So I'll plug that in there. I was thinking about using... or converting the Garage Mac into into one of these little Chromie devices. Chromeopath. We're going to restart. Option boot. And let's see if she finds it. There we go. Okay. EFI boot. Little word to the wise. Don't boot it using the keyboard USB port. Just plug the USB key into the back directly. There you go. So, I'm now finally getting this CloudReady thing. So it's doing something, which is more than nothing. Okay, it looks like we're going somewhere. Let's go. Connect to a network first, so we'll connect to a network. Enter your network password and hit connect. And hit next. I'm going to uncheck send metrics to help improve CloudReady because I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Even though they claim it's anonymous, and they're probably going to do it anyway, it's a feel-good measure for me. No, please don't send me your data. Please don't send you my data. Yeah, sounds about right. It asks me to sign in first. I'm going to try that and see what happens. Now that I've given away all my data and access to my Google account to the powers that be at this particular software vendor. Okay, so here we go. Get started. Okay, so I think in this box here, you just go ahead and close it. Take a tour. Get to your apps fast. Use the launcher to quickly get to new apps and activities. Press Alt-Shift-L. Okay. No, got it. Finish. Now, we haven't really installed it on the machine, so my knowledge anyway, and it's now in the wrong language, so, okay, there we go. Alright. Okay. I wonder if there's a built-in app for... That's cool. So it has VirtualBox built in, Hulu, Chrome Remote Desktop. Actually, that is part of my account, but, oh, that's an old version. Okay, I get it. So the question is, alright, now that we have this Mac booted off of a thumb drive, we haven't really partitioned the drive or anything fancy, so let's see in the settings menu if there's something going on there that we could control it. Yeah. I don't see anything obvious. It's got the Chromium browser rather than the standard version of Google Chrome, which is basically the same thing. Alright, let's look into that. Okay, so it looks like what I did was I basically just used Live Boot. In order to install it, you actually have to do it from the boot screen. So let's do this. We're going to restart the Mac. I'm going to sign out or just shut it down. Alright, so I shut it off manually. I'm starting it up now. Option key. We'll go through the whole rigmarole again. But it's done on the welcome screen. There is an option to install the OS on the drive. It'll run much better running from the even from a mechanical disk than it can from a USB 2.0 flash drive. So why don't we give that a shot and see what happens. Control-Alt-Shift-R. Oops. Control-Alt-Shift-R. No, I can't, I'm not logged in, but I can't remove myself. So, I basically, Okay, I just read the instructions a little bit further, and it turns out that the Install OS option shows up, so you can actually live boot it first, try it out, see if you like it. You don't like it, move on. But if you do, you can hit Install OS right from this menu before you log in. So what it's going to do, unfortunately, is it's going to erase your drive. So make sure that any data that you have saved is backed up. So here we go. We're going to now overwrite Mac OS entirely. This will never boot up as a Mac again unless I initialize or initiate an internet recovery or I install it from a CD. But it'll be, let's be honest with ourselves, it'll be an internet recovery at that point. So here we go. Let's let it do its thing. Now, I would highly suggest you peruse the known issues menu because there's quite a bit of stuff that might affect some of what you guys do. One of them being Google, where is it? Google Cast for Education extension is not supported. That's one that I know that we use at work, and yeah. Different pre-installed apps in ChromeOS. CloudReady does not have the same pre-installed apps as ChromeOS. I should point out, this is not real ChromeOS. This is a, let's call it a replica of ChromeOS, and I believe it's mostly made from like open source. Look, I'm not a software guy, so don't, if I say it wrong, please don't jump down my throat. But this is not real ChromeOS. It is a mock-up, if you will, a replica, a clone of ChromeOS using, yeah, freely available. Like, for example, Chromium, I believe, is their open source browser, and there you go. No wallpaper in guest mode. Who cares? Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff here that isn't quite supported. I know we had one problem with this at work, and it was causing one particular app to malfunction. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. Look at that. Connected devices feature is not supported. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, this is not the real thing, but it gives you Chrome OS like performance and functionality at no cost on a device that is basically aging out of usefulness. And for that, I applaud it, because it's actually quite fantastic in how we've been able to take an entire fleet of iMacs that we were basically ready to toss, and we put them back in service as ChromeOS desktops. And they get a lot of use, and we don't really get any complaints about it. So, I mean, take that for what it is. I mean, this Mac, running the last version of Mac OS it supports, is a performance nightmare. It just sucks. It drags and drags and drags. No matter, I mean, you could put a solid state disk in it. You could max out the RAM, but that costs real money. And it's not even the latest version of Mac OS. So it's going to keep nagging you to upgrade until you disable it in the terminal. But it's the benefits, I think, outweigh the negatives, if you were to ask me directly. But there you go. Well, let's see how it performs after it installs and see if it's any better or worse. And now we will boot up the iMac with an identity crisis for the first time. Here we go. Now, remember, you can always convert it back to a Mac OS machine if you so choose to do so. But I think I'm going to leave it as a Chrome OS machine for now. Oh wait, maybe not. I think I still hear fans. But black screen is always usually not a good thing. Always usually not a good thing, but... Oh, there it goes. Yep, okay. Well, there you go. CloudReady! Oh man, it's doing it. It's working. Yeah, actually working. On second thought, maybe I just throw a solid state disk in there. Remember, ChromeOS is designed to be installed on solid state disks anyway. I can only imagine that this mechanical drive isn't helping. But don't go wasting your money on a $20 solid state disk drive on wish.com. Just buy a cheap brand name one, you know, like a SanDisk or a PNY or, I don't know, Western Digital, Crucial. You know, just don't go buy one of those Lucky Drive $20 on wish.com with free, you know, fake Windows license or some crap. That would probably be a mistake. But yeah, you could totally throw a solid state in this guy and it'll wake it right up. So let me go ahead and log in. You know, it's not too bad. Not too bad. And there it is. Howdy. No, I don't need a tour. Thank you, though. And I don't need the release notes. Let's open Chromium. You know, it's not too bad. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see what wonderful comments were left on my channel today. Oh, this one guy complaining that I called PRAM, Programmable Random Access Memory, or Read-Only Memory. It's actually Parameter Random Access Memory. Thank you, Leonidas Jones. Appreciate it. And then Ron Jones says, what I like about this video is he's doing it all in this kitchen. That's the same I like to do this kind of stuff. I don't work in my kitchen anymore. I don't live in that condo, thank God. But I appreciate the comment. Thank you, sir. And some guy was talking about a VCR, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright. I get lovely comments. That's okay. Okay. But yeah, let's see how it does on YouTube. So if I open up one of my own videos, because I can do that and not get copyright strike, let's see here. Let's see what happens.
thought I would make another video on some car-related
Sound quality is a little off.
So I took the Miata to work a couple of times since I put the radio back, the original stereo back in, and I'm happy to say that it
here's the
sounds
CD.
fantastic. So if you hadn't
Cakewalk.
followed my previous 2 videos or so, I took the factory radio that was removed from this car.
What happens if we put a CD in the drive? It should show up as a data disk. Open up the file manager. Does it show up there? Does it mount? Let's see. It's trying to read it. That's not too bad. It's actually a Windows formatted or DOS formatted disk, so it sees the device and I can open the file. See, there they are. Demo song. Oh, these are bun files. Yeah, it's Cakewalk, so yeah, there's that. But I can see and view the files. I can't open them because obviously they're the wrong format. Now, can I eject with the eject key? No. I have to hit the eject button. There we go. You know what? For the average person, as you know, Joe Consumer and his wife Jane Consumer and their kids, John and Ann Consumer, this would be the perfect at-home computer. You get yourself a 10-year-old Mac or something of reasonable build quality, and you throw this on there, and you've got a modern ChromeOS environment. So, you know, the kids can do their schoolwork without buying a second Chromebook for the home. They can log in with their school accounts. That may be a problem. It may not accept a commercially or it may not accept a managed account. But we can test that theory out right now because I just happen to have a managed account. So let me do that real quick off the camera and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm logging into a managed account. This is, the reason I say that might be a problem is because it's licensed for home use, which means a standard Google Gmail account. But it let me log in. Now, it didn't demand a license upgrade or anything, and it let me log right in. It even dragged in my preferences. I have apps already added to my dock down here, and they're all showing up. Let's see if Google Remote Desktop works. This app is no longer supported. So, you may not be able to use Google Remote Desktop. That's fun. I'm going to try it, though. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to use this code on my desktop. Okay, here we go. I can share the screen. There it is. And if I swing the camera over here, there she is. And you can now see it's working. So, well, that's one big important thing right there. That has to work. And it's clearly working. Now let's stop the share and kill that session. Now I've got this old copy of VNC on my account, VNC Viewer, which I haven't used in eons. And that kind of well, it didn't crash, it worked. I didn't try it, but let's see if it works with the onboard camera. And the onboard camera works just fine. Look at that. So I'm not seeing any downsides here. It's a limited function desktop computer. I mean, look, we live in a world where cloud computing is here to stay, and while ChromeOS may not be the be-all, end-all future, it is certainly a sign of things to come. And anytime a company sees an opportunity to keep these machines out of the landfill for just a little bit longer, hey, I'm all for it. This computer will be 14 years old when it's no longer supported. Let that sink in. 14 years old. We're giving you 4 years of guaranteed support, or guaranteed, the software is designed to work for 4 years. The support ends in 2024. So 13 years. So you get 13 years out of this computer that once cost around probably $1,500 new. I'm not seeing a downside to this, are you? Because I'm not. Now, unfortunately, I can't use something like this over here. This G5 iMac is a little too old, but I mean, that thing's actually how old is that now? That's from 2006, 2005. So yeah, it's 15 years old. So I don't expect that to work, but hey, look at that. Now, because let's see how much local storage is available to me. Let's see. There's the file navigation here. Web store, files, Quizlet. Which account am I? I'm on my work account right now. Let's switch accounts. All right, so I'm logging into my personal account so I can kind of play around here. Yeah, it's not showing me local storage. There's a downloads folder. I'll make a new folder. Test. I'm gonna have to dig deeper. Oh yeah, it is. So if you look over here in this menu here, you can see right there. It says 424.7 gigs available. That is our local storage. So that's not bad. So it actually is using it. You'll never fill that up. Not with ChromeOS. It says the connected devices thing doesn't work, but I see it there. If I can install these apps, accept license. I'm going to change the wallpaper. Let's see. Ooh, some nice stuff here. Landscapes. Some of these I'm pretty sure are actually in ChromeOS, so that's something. Beautiful images too. I like the open road. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. So I've installed Google's rendition of Adobe Flash and proprietary media components plugin. Okay. Anything else? Check for updates. Yep, we're good. Look, if you guys have an old PC or Mac kicking around the house, you could do worse than this. And you just want to put it back into use. You want a computer for, you know, the living room or the dining room for guests to use. Well, not that people do that anymore, but ChromeOS, man. Do the Google apps work here? That's what I want to know. Go away. If I go to Google, because this isn't really ChromeOS. It's a fake version of it. But does it have Google Docs? It appears to. It appears to be the real thing. Oh, here's a document that was shared to me from a conference I went to. Huh. It loaded. Wow. I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed. There is some stuff in my drive. Ah, here we go. That IBM 760 XL recovery image that people keep begging me to send them, which I've sent them before and they haven't been able to use. But this is all looking pretty up and up. I'm actually quite happy with that. I can sign out. The machine will go into low power mode and I can just leave it on. But well, that's it for now. thank you all for watching. And keep your chin up and do what you got to do and get through this crisis. We'll all get through it together. We're all in this together. For now. Alrighty.